Hi guys, good evening and welcome to our Thanksgiving leftovers show right here on the weekly Roundup. I'm Mike.
I'm Erin.
And this is our Wyoming Life. Thanks for hanging out with us once again on a Sunday evening in beautiful northeast Wyoming, where we have been stranded for days, along with some friends that we and our family that we had here for Thanksgiving ended up getting stranded for a few days too, so that's always fun. But thanks for coming out and hanging out with us a little bit this evening. We don't really have a whole lot planned. We're just going to hang out and talk about the holidays and the storm and all this other stuff that happened over the last week.
Wyoming's been closed.
Well, yeah, the whole state's been closed. Yeah, they closed her down, man. It's been a weird few days, really. I mean, from Thanksgiving on, really, because it kind of started. Well, it started on Friday, so and then continued on, and then they had. They opened up I-25 today for a while.
For a while, and
but now it's closed again. So
it's closed by Casper.
Yeah,
you can't get to Colorado. When did the storm start? Did it start after Thanksgiving?
I don't know when it started. This whole week has been like, here's the thing. We talk about leftovers after Thanksgiving. That's what you're getting with us. This is what is left over after Thanksgiving. My brain is mush. I'm tired.
I put the cheesecake away.
You put the cheesecake away. I didn't get any cheesecake today. So yeah, it's been a long few days, but you know.
It had to start Thursday, didn't it?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think it started spitting snow on Thursday.
Because my sister was supposed to leave Friday.
Right. Erin's sister was here visiting for Thanksgiving and ended up getting, she lives in Texas. She ended up getting stuck in the nice Wyoming weather for an extra couple days. And not too happy about it either, if you ask me. But I guess I would have rather been in Texas than here in a snowstorm. Was it really a blizzard? I always hate, so
it didn't
it's a blizzard. There's a blizzard coming.
So at one point they said 20 inches of snow. Like I saw a forecast that it was 20 inches of snow and gust of 50 to 60 mile an hour for the wind. It didn't get as windy. I mean, I think we had some,
it was every time if you watch the video from today, I was out there. It was windy.
But like gusting to 40, not 60.
I did get a lot of questions. People ask me, "How do you keep your hat on?"
Just buy it tight.
Staples.
I mean, it wasn't as blizzardy, and we didn't get as much snow. It was late. Mm-hmm. It took a lot longer. I think it was Thursday night, but it was supposed to start Thursday earlier, and then it just kept getting pushed back. And like I know we woke up. I think we went to bed Thursday night, and it was just spitting snow. We woke up Friday, and it was like, oh yeah, it did finally snow. And then it snowed much later Friday than it said it was going to.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, it was, and I think the city of Gillette said we got like 6 inches.
Really? That's it? It's hard to tell because we have 4 feet of snow over here and no snow over there.
The kids were trying to sled today, and
I felt bad for them because you can't go sledding after this kind of crap.
Well, and so my mom has a walkout basement, so she's got these hills, right, and then in her yard, and the kids were trying to slide down, but it's like there's a snow mountain, as Mackenzie calls it, that's as tall as the fence, but then like where they were trying to sled, like you can see the grass.
Right.
So that's a typical Wyoming.
That's typical of winter here. I mean, very rarely do we ever get the snow that comes straight down. First of all, if we have snow that's coming straight down, the apocalypse, that and the apocalypse is going to happen anytime now. But yeah, when the snow comes straight down and it covers the ground and it's a nice blanket of snow, and that rarely ever happens here. You've always got the wind that clears off snow from here and puts it over there.
Yeah, and William and Zach and stuff like my uncle and his, I don't know, girlfriend. They're engaged, never got married, and her mom came up from Parker, and they had to wait to leave Parker Wednesday.
Parker, Colorado, which is just outside of Denver, which is literally like 1.5 feet from where Zach lives.
And it took them it's like a 5-hour drive from Denver, probably 5.5 from Parker, and it took like 7.5 hours for them to get up here. Mm-hmm. The roads were horrible until
they closed it down right after that.
They got north of Douglas.
Yeah.
So we didn't get any of that first storm that you guys got.
No. So it's been interesting. Thanks everybody for coming and hanging out with us. We're going to take a look here at a few new faces. Bo Starbird, I haven't seen you before. Dr. Dixon's back. He took a few days off. Ricky McMinn.
You had an email from him the other day. I was like, he doesn't come to our live streams
anymore. She did. She's like, he doesn't come to our live streams anymore. Why are you answering his email?
No, I didn't say that at all. I was like, oh, he's still alive.
Yeah.
Good to hear from him again.
Some of us have to work for a living, right?
Get it, yeah.
Sky King, Frederick Spear, Janny Gordon. Also, I saw one up here from.
Do you really think that's Janny? Maybe it's Janny. Like Janine.
Janine could be. I don't know. I work with what I got to work with. Melissa Curtin, who actually just sent me an email a few minutes ago. Melissa, I did get your email. I'm going to answer you back because I'm not sure if other people are watching that might, if I answered your question on here, I might give away something. I'll tell you about it later. Yeah, so I'll get you an email back here in a little bit. Lloyd Kinder, all kinds of new people. This is a great thing. I love. Erin and I were just talking before we hit the button and go live. Is that Erin wants to build up this channel as well. Get more people to come this way.
We got to get more people to come over. Which we knew not everybody would come over because not everybody likes live streams, which is why we made the other channel. But
right.
we got to figure out how to keep telling as we gain new people, keep telling them that we have this other channel.
Right. So that's where you guys can help us out. Actually, if you happen to. I'm trying to think of a way you could help us out. If you comment on the other channel, you can say,
"Can't wait for live stream."
Can't wait for live stream. That kind of thing. And somebody else might notice that. So,
Kim Schroeder says that they're watching from their house tonight.
Kim and her husband are building. They actually moved in a new. This is funny how much I know. I know way too much about some people, but they bought a house. They moved that house to their property. Mm-hmm. They built a basement underneath that house. They were sending me pictures of as they do this. It's insane. Mm-hmm. And I know. I really don't know for how long, but they have been living in a camper for
a while,
a long time, like since last winter. I remember seeing. Oh no, they were living in their barn last winter. Moved into the camper because that's like their summer home. Lived there for spring, summer, and fall.
In Minnesota.
Yeah, and in Minnesota now they are in their house. So give them some congratulations. Yeah, congratulations to Kim Schroeder there. And her husband. That's awesome that they're able to.
That's exciting.
Sleep with a real roof over your head.
116 days they lived in the camper. Not that you were counting.
Not that you were counting, no doubt. No doubt. That's crazy. So yeah, her and Gary, they're doing great. Back in the world of running water and full-size toilets.
I remember when we moved from our single-wide trailer house to this house, I was like, oh God, we have so much room. Now I'm like, the walls are closing.
Yeah, now it's like, what can we get rid of?
Too many toys.
So yeah, that's very cool. Mason asked, how's the farm store going? It's really
closed.
It's closed. It's been closed.
I'm really enjoying, November was fun. We had a good November. So what I found out, my summer sales were not as high as markets, right, as farmers market, because I didn't have 500 people come through every day, right? So to be expected, but my winter has been really great because our super fans come out and people are still buying meat, and I'm having more consistent winter sales than I would have at the farmers market. And we did some fun promotions, we did have a meat sale. I had some Thanksgiving stuff. What else did we do? Didn't we do something else?
You did the cinnamon roll day week.
Yeah, that was fun. I was really enjoying that. And tomorrow, we kind of know what I'm going to do in December. Another meat sale, and then I'm going to be closed for the holidays, and I'm going to take January off. Mm-hmm. I've got a lot of prep work to do. I will actually start getting ready for the summer season, high tunnel, lot of high tunnel work, and ordering seeds, and even getting some stuff. I probably won't start anything. No, I will start stuff. I'll start lettuce and stuff. So January is going to be all prep, but it was great because I got to, I was open Monday and Tuesday last week, so people could pick up their last minute holiday stuff, and then I was closed, so that I could cook on Wednesday and obviously, spend time with family and stuff. And same thing's going to happen for Christmas, where I'm going to close before Christmas and open again in February.
Yeah, and our Wyoming Life will actually be closing for the first time. We're coming into our third year of the channel, and for the first time ever, I'm going to take a vacation from the channel. So this year, and I'm going to need your help with this too, because I need your help with everything, really, honestly. On Christmas Eve, we will be releasing our last video of 2019, and that video will be one of those, end of year retrospectives. I've always kind of done one. But this year, I'm going to ask for your guys' help, and if you're interested in being in that video, send me an email, and we can get you in that video as a subscriber and showing your side of why you watch and that kind of thing. I think that'll be a lot of fun to do because you guys are obviously 95% of our journey on YouTube. I can do the ranching thing without cameras and all that kind of good stuff. So you guys are the huge factor behind and driving our Wyoming Life, at least on YouTube. So we do appreciate that. So yeah, if you'd like to get in on that year-end review, just send me an email. You can send it to mail@Our Wyoming Life, and I'm sure that one of the moderators will throw that up for you.
Our Wyoming Life. mail@OurWyomingLife.com.
Yeah, and they will get that out to you. Speaking of the .com thing, is the Black Friday sale still going on?
Don't pretend like you don't know.
No, I'm trying to think because what I'm asking is, it still black? Is it still that weekend where people buy crap?
Well, yeah. So tomorrow's Cyber Monday.
Ooh, that sounds kinky.
Our codes still work.
Will it work tomorrow?
I don't know. You set it up.
I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, if you haven't had a chance to jump onto the store and pick out some
we'll probably just keep the
Christmas stuff.
Just make sure that. So if you were a newsletter subscriber, you got a code. If you watched Friday's video, you got a code. And if you're a Patreon supporter, you got a big old code. So just check your email. Make sure you have We'll make sure that those work through Monday.
By the way, speaking of Patreon support, if you are a Patreon supporter and you are at the $20 level or more, you get a free T-shirt. That code for your free T-shirt is sitting in your email. I noticed that nobody last month got their free T-shirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think like one person did. So if you are a supporter on Patreon and you're waiting for your T-shirt and you're like, somebody hasn't sent me a damn T-shirt yet, it's because I sent you a code and you just go onto the website, you pick out any T-shirt you want, and you can get that for being a $20 Patreon supporter or more.
There's a limit.
You get that once.
You can't get a sweatshirt.
No, there's a T-shirt. That's what I said.
Yeah.
T-shirt. Yeah, you get any T-shirt that you want. So, if you're waiting for your T-shirt, that's where it's at. It's sitting in your email waiting for you to order it. And you don't have to pay shipping either, so that works out great.
Patreon's going to get a whole little makeover.
Yeah, starting the beginning of the year, we are going to be completely making over Patreon and all kinds of new features in there that will be very cool. So that'll be coming out after the first part of the year.
Thanks for the super chat.
If you haven't seen them too, Blonde Cow, thank you, JV Weld, for the super chat there. We did get some T-shirts up with Blonde Cow on them. We're calling them Blonde Cow's Retirement Fund. Off of each Blonde Cow shirt, she makes, I think, $5 or something like that off each shirt. That goes directly into her retirement and medical fund. So we have better health care here on the ranch than Canada. So actually, we may not. That's not true. You got me. So wait a minute. That may be maybe slightly worse than like Uruguay or somewhere.
I want to grow hemp next year. It's not weed, but...
Where'd that come from?
You talked about having weed in Canada. I said we want it. That's as close as I can get to growing weed as we can grow.
We can't go give all the cows edibles or what is it? CBD, CDB, CBB. I don't know. So anyway, there are Blonde Cow T-shirts, sweatshirts, 3 different varieties. There's one actually that I really like, this Blonde Cow and Bambi, and it's best friends forever type of T-shirt. So
that's available in kids too, and we have kids hoodies now.
Yeah. So all kinds of cool stuff happening there. Let's take a couple questions from the peanut gallery.
Kind of mean.
No, they like peanuts. Nobody's allergic to peanuts, are they? If I triggered anybody's allergy, just let me know. Brandon said he's happy to be here. I farm in Illinois, and truck, I'm out in Pennsylvania getting, oh my gosh, is there bad weather going on up there too?
I think the whole country has bad weather.
I did see something on the news, they were talking about like this weather is just going to hammer everybody.
Yeah.
Unless you live in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, it's just moving across the country. So
right. Yeah,
we're done
horrible.
with it. We're dry now for a while, so that'll be nice.
Are we?
Yeah.
Temperatures don't get much better.
No, it's not going to be warm. It's December.
I could go for like a 50-degree day.
If you have children, has your elf on the shelf returned? Ours has not yet.
No, we haven't seen him yet. The kids are watching, aren't they? Probably. Yeah, he's not yet. He's not here yet. Our elf on the shelf, his name is Justin. Mackenzie named him when she was like 2 years old.
She's not impressed.
And we made her name him. And she said his name is Justin. And I said, well, why is his name Justin? And it's because he's just an elf. So that's why his name is Justin.
She likes him now.
Now she likes him.
Ron, can you ship catalog items to Canada? Yeah, you can do that. The only thing that we can't ship is food.
Yeah,
honey can ship.
Honey can ship to Canada. Beef jerky cannot because it's USDA inspected. The only way we can ship to Canada is if we had it inspected at a Canadian
Well, it
meat
has-
packing
yeah.
facility, which would be
Our processor has to be inspected to ship to Canada, and then it has to go to a FSIS holding facility, and then it would actually get packed out of there.
yeah. So we can't do that. But you can get honey, you can get T-shirts, you can get all that good stuff. I just sent a bunch of stuff to, where was it? Ireland or something like that. Shipping's a little bit high. I'll give you that much. But
Yeah, you're going to pay a lot in shipping. And like the T-shirts and stuff, like we don't stock this. This is done by a print-on-demand company. So we don't hold inventory because it's impossible. And this way you guys have more options for colors and sizes. And like we did one order of T-shirts and
we had extra large and large.
And mediums.
And mediums, and that was pretty much it, yeah.
We were in one color, and it cost us a lot of money. And so now we go through a third party that just does print-on-demand, which works great. But we do the hats, whiskey glasses, shot glasses. We keep inventory on those, and obviously the beef jerky when we have the beef jerky.
And we pack that out ourselves.
Kyle, your elf on the shelf got stuck in the snowstorm. Yeah, that's what happened to ours too.
That'll happen.
You told them it took a long time to get from the North Pole, and they had to have a meeting yesterday.
Yeah, they had a staff meeting yesterday, and he had to sit through that. Farm It Up asks, if you have windbreaks to get your cows out of the huge winds with no trigs around, how do they stand out in the heavy, snowy winds? That's from Greg.
I told you need to do a video about snow and cows.
Right.
We have sheds.
We do. We have a giant loafing shed that's 40 feet by 100 feet, or maybe it's 60 by 100. I can't remember. It's big.
Or something?
Yeah, it's big, and every single cow can fit in there. It's a pain in the butt to clean out, but the cows can fit in there. We also have windbreaks farther down in the fields. Those are more utilized during calving. When, this time of year, they're up here right next to the house. They don't move too far, really. So
no, they didn't even come out. Was it yesterday it was really bad?
Yeah, yesterday was really bad. In fact, the video that you saw in today's video, the footage, I don't think I got out there to feed them until it was afternoon.
It was like 1 o'clock, and I was like, you got to go.
Yeah.
But they hadn't come out of the shed.
No, they hang out in the shed. They wait for me, so.
It smells dreamy. Yeah, the other day we were walking up to my mom's. We've been up there a lot since company's been here, and Kenzie's like, I think I smell a skunk. And I was like, I don't smell skunk. And she's like, I smell poop. It's poop.
It's poop, yeah.
Yeah, it is poop.
Really quick, too, if you have an order that's waiting with us and you haven't seen a shipping confirmation on it yet, we are packing up over the weekend. We got a ton of new orders, and like I said, Erin and I are the whole shipping department. So hopefully we can get some of those out tomorrow and Tuesday and get everybody's stuff sent out to them so you have it in plenty of time for Christmas. So, let's see. Wicked. Thanks for the wicked snowstorm you sent to Toronto.
I don't know if it went up to.
Did it go? Is that ours? I'm not gonna claim that. I'm gonna say that one belongs to the Yukon territory that came down from there. Maybe that's the one that the elves got stuck in.
Maybe.
And they're moving their way down from the North Pole.
Melissa, the state of Wyoming does not supply us trees to plant for windbreaks. No, we would have to buy those.
I got an email today that was kind of like a passive-aggressive. I get a lot of passive-aggressive emails.
I saw a comment that's like, why don't you plant windbreaks?
Well, maybe that's what it was, yeah. I don't understand why you people in Wyoming don't plant windbreaks. Erin planted, how many trees did we have in the yard that got murdered this year by deer?
Deer.
Yeah, a lot.
And I planted shelter belts like for my orchard and stuff, and like unless they're on drip irrigation, and I even watered them, but I didn't put them on drip, they die, or the deer eat them.
Yeah, dang deer.
So yeah, I mean they have to just be, trees have to be really babied for like their first 10 years of existence in this climate. We have 2 to 4 inches of topsoil and 60-mile-an-hour winds, and it's dry. 14 inches of rain or moisture a year, like.
There was a tree.
Hard environment.
There was a tree that was like a single tree out in the middle of this field, and Gilbert every year or every day would take a 5-gallon bucket of water out to that tree, and he would take it on the four-wheeler. So by the time he got it up to this tree, which was like a mile away, he would have a half a gallon of bucket or half a bucket of water, and he would pour it on that tree every single day. So. Yeah, it's an interesting dealing with trees here. There's a reason it's the Great Plains. I mean, it's just hard to. It was hard to grow stuff before we got here.
I know, it's funny how people criticize us for not having trees, and it was like, it's the plains. Like, if we were supposed to have trees, they would be here. Like, there's trees in creek bottoms, and.
Well, I've had people literally get mad at me and say, "What did you do to all your trees?" Well, I don't have time to go down and chop down all the trees. I mean, there never was here. So.
Yeah, and JB, well, you're right. Like the trees need, it's a fine line with any plant of like too much water and shallow roots, or like let them starve a little bit so that they grow deeper roots.
Yeah, you go way back. There's a little it's our oasis. It's like 3 trees, and it's right on that creek bed that's way back there. And yeah, we call it our oasis. It's 3 trees grouped together, and that's about the only trees on the entire place. So it's if we do have a tree, we try to take care of it anyway, as much as we can.
Yeah, I was doing great. Those stupid deer ate the tree.
Erin's got a problem with deer.
Yeah, telephone pole is Wyoming State tree. I agree with that.
David asked if we're only children or if you have any siblings. Erin's sister was here for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I have a sister.
I am an only child. Yeah, if you can't tell. Erin reminds me of it quite often. I can tell you were an only child.
Sometimes you don't know how to deal with like sibling fighting and stuff.
I don't, because I didn't have to deal with that.
No, you didn't.
So, our kids don't fight a lot, though.
Kenzie and Lincoln fight the most out of anybody.
Well, that's because Lincoln thinks Kenzie doesn't like him, because half the time she doesn't.
Well, yeah.
But then when she does want to hang out with him and play with him, she expects like bygones are bygones, and Lincoln holds a grudge.
Well, but she's also very bossy.
No, I don't know where she gets that.
And he's just supposed to do what she wants, but he's not a baby anymore. I heard them fighting the other day. It's funny to listen to them when they do fight, and Kenzie was yelling, "You can't prove it!"
Can't prove it. There's no video evidence.
I don't know what we were proving.
There's a question there from Matt, who I'm guessing is recycling this from somebody else. Venison jerky a possibility? No, because we have to have everything inspected, USDA inspected. I don't think we have a wild game processor that does any USDA inspection.
No, so all the wild game processors to just processing for the owner of the animal. There is no, and Game and Fish own the deer.
Yep.
All the wildlife. So.
Yep, exactly. Judy Carter said you have lots of brothers and sisters now from the channel. Great, now I have somebody to fight with, which actually is kind of true. So you're right, Judy.
I prefer to like just stay out of their fighting, and lots of times I'm just like, you guys figure it out. Obviously, if there's like physical violence and hitting and stuff, then we'll intervene. But I feel like they can work stuff out for the most part. But it is really funny now to like listen to them, and there's been a lot of funny things that I've heard come out from those 3. So.
Kids are crazy. Kids are crazy. How many people do we have watching, Matt? Really quick, I'm more curious than anything. If you are watching and you haven't done so yet, hit that thumbs up button. And as we were talking earlier about bringing more people to the channel, the thumbs up button actually tells people that if they're searching for agriculture or they're searching for ranching or anything like that, what that does when you hit that thumbs up button, it's more likely to suggest it to them. So if you hit that thumbs up button, that actually does help us. I did have somebody. There's somebody who comments. I know he's not here, but his username is corporate greed. Right. Mm-hmm. So anytime I have a video where, like, we show Ariat boots, or I talk about anything that has to do with, go here and check that out. He's always right on top of me, and he's like, telling me that I'm, a slave to the corporate world.
Yeah.
But he did make a comment not too long ago about asking me how much I get paid for thumbs ups. And I was like, where did that come from? I wish I got paid for thumbs ups, but we don't. And I had to explain to him that. And then he said some not nice things, and then I ended up booting him off the channel. So that's how easy that happens.
Thank you, JB Weld, for the super chat.
Thank you very much. If I owe you that back, I'll get it to you next time I see you. How's that sound?
Was it Timothy said unless there's broken bones and blood, something like that? I saw it go by.
Just tell your kids unless there's broken bones or blood, figure it out yourself. I do ask them that quite often. I'm like, is somebody bleeding? No. And you're good.
Then.
Yeah. But eventually they're going to figure out they get attention if they bleed. So Kenzie's going to, knock his head off the wall or something and be like, oh, Lincoln's nose is bleeding. Guaranteed.
She did give him a black eye.
She did give him a black eye, yeah. Did you, we've always told funny Kenzie stories, but this week we had a funny Lincoln story because he had a cut on his thumb.
Oh, God.
Do you want to tell that story?
Yeah, so he's a thumb sucker, and we've been working to try and get him to quit sucking his thumb, but it's not going really well. So he sucks his right thumb, of course, because he's right-handed. And baby kitty, Poppy, scratched him just right on the top of his thumb. And of course it hurt when he sucks on it. So last night he comes and he's laying in bed with me, and you're editing video, and he's whining and crying, and I can't suck my thumb, and I need to suck my thumb to go to sleep. And I was like, well, buddy, I can't you want a Band-Aid on it? Like, then you can't suck it either. And I was just like, you're just gonna have to not suck your thumb. I need to suck my thumb to go to sleep. And I was like, well, can you suck your other thumb? No, I can't suck my other thumb. It tastes gross.
Where was that thumb
I don't know why. And he told me what it tasted like, but I was half asleep, and I was just like, I can't do anything for you. Go to sleep. So
that's
his
weird.
left thumb tastes gross.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So did anybody do anything really crazy? Speaking of crazy, did anybody do anything wild and wacky for Thanksgiving? I mean, we talk about it. We talk about it every year that we need to go somewhere for a holiday, right? Go somewhere warm for Thanksgiving, maybe get snowed
Halloween.
in there.
I want to go somewhere warm.
You do want to go somewhere warm for Halloween. Well, Eric was in the Marshall Islands for Thanksgiving. That couldn't have been too horrible.
I don't know where the Marshall Islands are at.
It has the word island in it, so it's not in. Well, it could be in Alaska for all I know. Yeah, I mean they have a lot of islands up there. So never mind. Forget I said that. But yeah, I mean, we always talk about getting away for Thanksgiving.
Just share the Johnny story. That's your story to share.
That's your story to share. Oh, that is funny.
That's the best Lincoln story ever. Yeah, he's pretty funny. That kid is.
Yeah, and Lincoln's got some weird thoughts running through his head.
I mean, they all do.
They do. They're wacky, wild kids.
Wacky, wild kids.
We can't drink at the same time. It causes awkward silence.
Dr. Dixon says, I'm assuming those islands are in the South Pacific.
Oh, there you go.
Sounds great.
I would, the South Pacific wouldn't be bad right about now. Did you went outside today, obviously. You went up to your mom's house.
Yeah. And I drove yesterday in the blizzard to get my sister to the airport for the second time.
And she had to wait, literally, so her flight was what, 12:40?
12:14.
12:14.
We left here at 10:30, 10:45, something like that.
Got her to the airport. Then she sat on the runway.
6:30.
Yeah,
well, they sat in security for a long time, and then boarded the plane about like 5. Thanks for the order. And then they did not leave. It was after 6 before the plane finally took off. So
yeah, it was a long day for her.
Yeah, and she didn't get home until she didn't get back to her house in Austin until like 1 o'clock her time.
Now you told everybody where your sister lives. They're going to go find her in Austin. Not that they don't know where we live, so.
Austin's big. I think she'll be okay.
All right, Russell asked me to tell us more about your new series.
Like somebody said, like this is like a 1 million video series or something.
Yeah, I did see that, yeah. It could be. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it really could be.
We talked about it for about 3 minutes last night, and we like came up with like 6 that you could do.
That's 6 different episodes in the series. I mean, it's one of those things that is the question I get all the time. I mean, it's always, how do I become a rancher? What tips do you get? What tips do I need to get my own ranch or farm or whatever else that they might be looking at doing? Even if it's not cattle, it could be goats or prairie dogs or whatever you want to raise.
Deer.
There are deer. There are elk farms.
Yeah, they were talking about that's where the venison jerky comes from, is the deer farms. Yeah, because you can farm deer.
That makes sense.
I'm sure there's a ton of permitting from Game and Fish.
Probably. So yeah, the series itself, I kind of.
You could include that in your alternative animal.
Well, that's what as long as the way my mind is working. That's the next video in the series. Is we talked about what to expect. If you wake up one morning, you're like, you know what, I want to be a rancher, and then you say, okay, now what? I think the most important thing is to know what to expect, right? So somebody says, I want to be a fireman, and then doesn't like being hot. It's probably not the best choice for you, right? So I imagine they get hot quite often, but they do have somebody to spray them down, so maybe they don't. But the next video in the series is going to be about the animals and saying, okay, now you know that you want to be a rancher or a farmer or whatever. Do you have to say, okay, now what animals do I want to work with, or what animals am I comfortable working with? I think that's something that I've met people who are afraid of cows.
Yeah, you don't have to ranch cows.
No, but there's lots of different options out there. So that'll be the next one, and then we'll be moving on into more more videos about the land situation, choosing where you're going to ranch and how you're going to ranch in that area, and then of course financing, which I know everybody's going to be. I should have done that one first, because then everybody would have just watched that.
Just drag it out, so they have to keep watching. How to buy a ranch financially will happen in 2022. You've got 100,000 videos to get through.
I mean, technically, if you think about it, almost every video we put out could be, how do I become a rancher? Because, I mean, every video that we do has something that is showing what you're going to have to deal with, or whether it's fencing or anything else. So it's a weird series to do because it's very narrow.
Everybody wants I want to be a rancher. How do I do it?
Here's five easy steps. Buy my program for $19.99 and learn how to become a rancher in 5 easy steps. Maybe 4.
That should be your hook for your next video. That's your promo.
That should be the promo. Yeah. It slices. It dices.
It freezes its butt off in Wyoming blizzards.
I mean,
and you fell down today.
I did fall down. I fell down in a bunch of mud.
Where are those clothes at?
They're in the washer. They came out already.
Okay.
Yeah. I washed them with the jeans that we threw in the washer today. And she loved being a part of our life.
How to raise jackalopes.
Jackalopes are causing global warming.
Handsome man over here.
He still doesn't have a name.
Probably has fleas.
Do you have a name for the jackalope yet?
Probably has fleas.
Probably has fleas. A little wordy, but
yeah, and a lot of people came to us from the Costa Ranching video, and so not that you're remaking that video, but you're going to talk about that.
I could remake the Costa Ranching video, and I think I saw JB Weld said it, Costa Ranching 2.0. Not that much has changed really, but.
And Weber says I'm waiting for how to finance. Yeah, so are we.
Yeah. I'll give you a spoiler alert. Here's the finance video. Have a second job or have a side hustle that helps you out. I mean, if you talk to pretty much any rancher or any farmer, they're going to tell you that they've got a wife that works in town, or a wife that has a farm store, or a wife that likes to grow vegetables, sell eggs, or whatever else. There's always some sort of side hustle going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the key to modern day agriculture, no matter what you're in, is how strong your side hustle game is.
Mm-hmm. So, exactly.
Tim is getting his annual paycheck this week, hauling calves to sale barn tomorrow for Tuesday sale. Hope they're heavy and prices are high. Good luck.
Good luck to you.
We still haven't got our annual paycheck.
Not yet. We're still waiting on that. We haven't sold a single calf yet. And watching the numbers dwindle.
Is his name.
Flea?
Yeah, we're...
Wasn't the bassist for Red Hot Chili Peppers was named Flea, yeah. I saw one from Dan. Dan Wickersham, he's a farmer / rancher up there in Wisconsin, I think. We have interns here in the summer. I want to get some here in the winter. Yeah, good luck. Put out application for winter interns. 2 replies, but don't want to work weekends. Tell them it's warmer on the weekends. Maybe that'll work.
We had an intern for a day.
We had an intern for 1 day. That was a lot of fun. I ran into her at Walmart the other day. She's one of those gals that now goes and picks up your groceries and puts them in a box for you. So she could have been working here with us.
I swear I just saw probably has fleas blink. See, that's his name.
Probably has fleas. PHF. Yeah. Just call him PHF.
That's a great name.
Yeah. Military retirement check. That helps too. Any type of retirement check really helps.
Has the price of calves improved? A little.
It is going up a little bit.
It hasn't gone down.
No, that's a good thing. I think a lot of people are holding on to their calves this year. Mm-hmm. I had somebody send me an email, last night, about what to do with their calves. Do we hold on to them? And it was kind of a sad email. This guy's got calves that he's trying to bulk up and waiting for better prices, but he's also got cows that are starving.
Yeah.
So what do you do? How do you? And I think he was in Texas, I think. Mm-hmm. And what do you do in this situation? Which is kind of humbling that somebody would ask me. Number one, but. Honestly, I don't really know his situation entirely, so my advice he wasn't really too keen on.
No, he said he was going to do that.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed the last part of the conversation. It was on Erin's phone. So if you're talking to us on Instagram, it's going to Erin's phone, and then if she wants me to answer it, she hands it to me. So, right?
Yes, your advice was sell how many calves you need to get some hay, so that maintaining herd health is the ultimate necessity, so that you continue your herd and so that your next round of calves are healthy. So yeah, even if the calves are underweight and you got bills to pay, you got to let the calves go. And that's kind of our plan. It's just
yeah, we may have to squeak out some calves here and there.
We might have to take a couple loads
Yeah. Luckily, we've got culled cows right now that we're still waiting on a check on, but that'll help sustain the ranch here for a little bit. But we took the herd down to, actually there's 115 cows out there. That includes crackerjack and blonde cows. So there's 113 pregnant cows. So next year the check will be severely affected, but our winter feed bill should be lower this winter, and then maybe there's a chance in the spring that if we can find some bred heifers or something like that, then maybe we can build the herd back up.
Or we wait another year, and I mean, ideally we'll build back up, but it's just about like when is the price going to be right, and when can you do you buy short-term cows that you'll get 3 or 4 calves out of, or do you buy heifers? Yeah,
it's an iffy game. Old timer Dave, Erin is free to roll her eyes as much as she wants. There's no count happening on this channel with the eye rolls, right? There's no count, but there is a sign. This is from JB Weld, actually, that guy that just gave us that $10 super chat, stopped by the ranch and gave you this. Yeah. This is pretty cool.
I don't think anyone can read it.
I'm sorry, did I roll my eyes out loud? This should be on a t-shirt.
Somebody
Maybe
said,
not that big.
Jackalope should have what probably has fleas. Jackalope probably has fleas.
Probably has fleas t-shirt.
Yeah.
Too many t-shirts.
Wayne, the roads are icy.
What?
Wayne wants to know how the roads are. I have to drive through Tuesday to get home north of you.
Well, icy. Tuesday, hopefully they're going to be better, but right now they're slick. It's funny because we can watch traffic, obviously, going by the ranch, and you can see it slow down considerably. In fact, but one funny thing is Friday, I knew the roads were slicker than hell, and I was out feeding, and I think I told you about this, an 18-wheeler, a flatbed semi-truck came up over the hill, flying, doing 60, 70 miles an hour on roads that were just pure ice. I was just praying that guy did not have to stop, anywhere, even before he had a chance to slow down, because he was moving.
So, we drove the car up Thursday night up to my mom's.
We're 300 feet away.
Friday night. Yeah, it was snowy, it was blizzard, so we drove the car, so we did not have to walk with the children, and then I had to take my sister to the airport Saturday, but to get home Friday night, I had to stick my head out the window. Actually, no, the storm started Friday, because the problem Friday that my sister couldn't get back to Denver was Denver. We had freezing fog all day long, so it snowed Friday night, and then Saturday all day, but it was like it rained first. It was like misty and we had freezing rain and freezing fog and stuff. So there was, a good half inch of just ice and everything before the snow hit. So they're not great. The roads are not great, but
it was rather spooky. It wasn't a cattle hauler. They actually had a flatbed, but it was an empty flatbed on his trailer. So I don't know what he was doing or where he was running to, Mike. He was moving though.
But you could, this part of the state opened up at the northern part, and then you got to, Casper in the southern part, and, you weren't going anywhere yet, so.
Yeah, it was crazy. Let's see. Let's answer a few more questions here as we're moving through this evening. We're going to probably cut things a little bit short tonight. Kids have actually been off school for 4 days now, and they have to go back to school tomorrow, so we have to really twist some arms to get them back into bed because they've been staying up late and the house is a disaster.
And we were all cooped in. We had plans to do stuff, and we didn't get to do anything.
Yeah, because we've been locked down. I didn't even get a chance to get to town to get the mail call stuff. So next mail call will probably be loaded down. So if you have anything you'd like to send, it's P.O. Box 667, Gillette, Wyoming, 82717 for mail call. Let's see. B. Langdon, retired Air Force, came from a small farm, 640 acres. That's one section in Minnesota. Renting another 320. Sister has plenty of hay this year. They're downsized from last year, but prices are still low. Yeah, that seems to be pretty much what everybody's dealing with, and making sure that you've got enough to feed over the winter. So, and they're closing the interstate again.
Yeah, I saw that it was closed a while ago.
Yeah. So it's funny, Dan, you mentioned that Blake had to shovel out his front door of his house. Erin showed me the picture
on Instagram.
And the first thing I thought of was Blake's door is facing the wrong direction. Here we can, we know which direction the wind blows out of here and what drifts.
Northeast.
So when we build a house, when we put our house, we make sure we your door, you have no doors on that side. Yeah. Otherwise, you do run into that problem. So, not good, but it's something to take a picture of and put on Instagram. So
yeah, our doors don't do that. Just the way our house is situated and the way the wind blows through here. We did have some really high winds Wednesday night or something, and we must have a piece of siding that's loose on the south side of our house. It squeaked all night long.
Yeah, squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. And on the south side of our house are the window wells for the basement, and they're full of snow, and where it just blew in there. So it's kind of
Comes
interesting.
up over the house and then like dumps.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
It is funny to watch, like, now if we get some winds out of the south, like, it'll blow everything back the other way. We had one winter where you had to put panels on top of a fence because the wind would blow from the north one day and the next day from the south, and it just built.
It built a ramp over this over this 5-foot wooden fence. It actually, so I had to I put a fence on top of the fence.
Yeah.
So because the cows were walking up there, because obviously then then it got packed in, and they were walking up and over the fence. Not good.
Yeah, I was sitting there one day, I was like, oh my gosh, that cow's going to just literally, like, step over and she's going to be out.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So, do you have anything else for tonight? I'm kind of running out of ideas here. I don't really have a whole lot else to talk about. We had the storm. We had Thanksgiving. It's been a very long weekend. I'm tired. I was up until 3 o'clock this morning putting together a video.
You took a nap.
I did take a little nap today. That felt nice. I took a nap at your mom's house, which is weird. I must feel comfortable there. Nobody was going to come up behind me and slit my throat or anything, so it worked out well.
Was your Thanksgiving dinner adequate?
It was good. You cooked for like 2 days straight, though, for Thanksgiving. So it was good.
It was a lot of cooking.
It was a lot of cooking.
Yeah.
You can tell you're tired.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and because my sister was here, my mom usually helps, but I did all of it.
You did the entire Thanksgiving.
My mom made deviled eggs with fresh eggs.
Why not with fresh eggs?
They don't peel.
Oh, fresh eggs don't peel. Okay.
You guys ever, people that have eggs or eat fresh eggs, have you ever tried to make deviled eggs with fresh eggs? Not good. Not good at all. She got some eggs she came down to the farm store and she's needed, we're like, oh, I said Mike wants deviled eggs. So she's like, okay, she's like, do you have any eggs? And I was like, yeah, I've got plenty of eggs. She's like, how old are these? I was like, maybe 10 days old. Not enough.
Not old enough. Yeah. Somebody asked what happened to the show sponsors. Honestly, this week with Thanksgiving and all that kind of good stuff, I just didn't have enough time to do it. I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things as we'll start in December and then we'll have another break. But like I said earlier, we're going to actually take a few days off around Christmas and into the new year. Take a couple weeks off and then be able to get right back to it. So.
And I've tried all the egg hacks to make them.
You should make a video about it. Peeling an egg.
I literally cannot figure out one that I don't have an Instapot. I haven't done that. I've tried baking soda, salt. I've done the vinegar thing.
I saw one where some guy blew into the egg and it blew off the shell.
Well, that's like a Walmart egg.
It was a Walmart egg. The shell wanted out of there anyway. Yeah.
I've not done Instapot.
What makes it? What's an Instapot and why does it make it easier?
I don't know.
So you should do a video about peeling an egg. That would be like a public service announcement because, as far as I know, everybody hates peeling eggs.
Fresh eggs.
Any egg. I don't care if it's.
No,
I don't care if it's old or not.
Once they're 6 weeks old, they peel just fine.
Really? Because I can't peel an egg to save my life. I have to call Erin. I'm like, I can't peel this egg.
On the inside, there's a membrane, and as time goes and you lose evaporation happens through the shell because the shell is porous, and so you can tell if an egg's old if you shake it and you can hear it rattle, but if it's fresh from the chicken house, there's none of that shrinking happening, and so
sometimes they're still warm.
Get it.
If they're fresh from the chicken house, sometimes they're still warm. So you can make a video about this.
All right, I'll do it.
It could be our next biggest, most downloaded, viral,
how to peel an
instant
egg.
Sensation video.
I will look up all the egg hacks.
Yeah, why not?
I
That'd be a fun
an
video.
Instapot.
I can get you an Instapot. I know Mike Wilder has one. He'll probably send it up here. See? Do an egg video. And Erin hasn't done a cooking video in forever.
Boiling eggs is not cooking.
For some people it is, trust me. I made toast the other day and I felt like Wolfgang Puck. So
You peeled potatoes too.
I did peel potatoes for Thanksgiving. That was good. Vinegar in the water. See, there's tons of these. You could look them up. You could actually
I've tried
test
the
each
ice
one.
water too. It doesn't help.
I think the thing is just the age of the egg,
A
right?
friend of mine who has chickens swears by poking a hole in the end of the egg with a pin before putting them in boiling water. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, aged eggs are the best for hard boiled.
Well, you could make a. There's a lot of people on the internet that aren't as smart as these people, right? So you make a video about how to peel an egg, people will watch it. Trust me. I'm just saying.
I'm sure there's a million egg videos. I'll just Google an egg video and I'll copy it.
Can't do that. The quickest way to a gal's heart is through her stomach.
I would love it if you cooked a little more.
I can cook. I made.
you can't. It's,
no,
like,
no, no.
painful.
Hey, the other day I made a grilled cheese sandwich for Kenzie. She wanted a grilled cheese sandwich.
I know,
remember?
and you like had it on like 8. I was like, you got to turn that down.
Was it not when the sandwich came off of the thing? Was it not a grilled cheese sandwich? And it wasn't burnt. It was very nicely
But
grilled.
it has to be melted cheese, not just toasty on the outside and cold on the inside.
Hey, she didn't complain. In fact, the only person who was complaining was you the whole time, telling me I was doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Peeling potatoes was painful, but you did good.
I peeled a damn potato, trust me. I did that. I knocked that out. How old is an egg? An old egg. How old is an old egg?
I think they need to be, so by the time commercial eggs, by the time they hit the store, they're typically 6 weeks old. I think they need to probably be at least 4 weeks old for...
Why does it take them so long to get to the store?
I don't know.
It takes them 20 minutes to get to our store. Straight from the chicken's butt. Or wherever it comes out of.
Yeah, JV, if an uncooked egg floats, it's bad. I'll try the vinegar thing again, and I'll try ice water. So, store eggs are typically 6 weeks old before you get them, and then shelf life is typically another 6 weeks.
So you could have an egg that's 3 months
weeks
old.
Yeah.
Wow. I just saw a question that went away. Boop, boop, I got to scan up. How many eggs do you get a day? That's from James Faulkner. How many do you get a day? They're up on production a little bit.
Over a dozen a day. I don't know, 14 to 16, 18 a day. Depends.
Yeah.
I mean, considering the amount of chickens, like, we don't have a lot right now, but it's like...
Well, they're kind of going through this,
it's winter time.
the change of
and stuff.
life and all kinds of stuff happening in there.
So, yeah, white leghorns. I always get leghorns because they're the first to lay. They lay the most consistently. Yeah, they're good chickens. And you can get white or brown leghorns. Most chickens are on strike right now. The only reason that like we have eggs right now is because we have young chickens.
Yeah.
Like I have spring
There are a
chickens.
lot of little eggs.
Yeah,
Not
they're
that
getting
little,
bigger.
but not like that.
And so they're doing good right now. I mean, plenty for like the farm store traffic that we have right now. Every time I think like, oh, I'm going to have too many eggs and I'm going to have to like figure something out. Then somebody will come in and buy 5 or 6 dozen and I'm like, oh, I don't have any eggs. So, yeah, no, it's been, and yeah, pullet eggs, you know, some people charge less. I just put them in with the regular size eggs because I had to feed those dang chickens for like 4 months to get a freaking egg. So
Right.
I have a lot invested before you get that first egg.
Farm It Up brought up a good point about fodder systems, and we are looking at fodder systems. The problem with doing a fodder system for the cow, and if you don't know what a fodder system is, it's basically trays that you grow barley, alfalfa, sprouts, you know, that kind of stuff in these trays that are quick 1 or 2 day crops kind of thing, right? And then you
No,
take
it's like 7 or 8.
7 or 8 days, whatever.
Right.
You have a rotation going on, right? So they're week-long crops. You have a rotation going on, and you're feeding your cows or whatever you're feeding these sprouts. For cows, we would need a ton, a lot, like a building, like a production of going on. But I mean, we could look at something like that for chickens or something like
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, I've
pigs,
always wanted
maybe.
it for like small scale and stuff, just so they get like fresh food in the wintertime and stuff. But it is what it is. Like it's really expensive. It's a lot of water input. You do have to have some light. Well, you don't really. You can grow it. It'd be yellow. It wouldn't be green. It is. There's pros and cons to a fodder system. I think if we were in like the milk business, if I was doing like raw milk or like specialty cheeses or something, you would feed fodder because what you feed your cows, your milk cows, impacts
what you get out.
what you get out, so the taste.
Directly out.
Yes. So I know a lot of like small dairy producers that are, you know, in like the direct sales business, you know, fodder systems work great for them. You know, on a beef herd, I don't know that it really is worth the time. It's also, unless you get an automated system, which costs $50,000-$60,000, it's just a lot of manual labor. Like, instead of going and picking up a bale with a tractor, you're moving that weight manually every day. So it's hard.
Yeah, and fodder systems are nice, but on paper. They seem like, you know, it depends on what you're feeding with them, too. So it makes a big difference. Smaller operations, smaller fodder farms, fodder systems tend to work better. But even like pigs, like if we're feeding 10 pigs and we've got to, you know, feed them 10, 15 pounds a day, that's a lot of material that you're moving out of a fodder system. So and cows could be thousands of pounds a day. Well, would be thousands of pounds a day. So.
I mean, you need...
And you have to buy seed and everything else. So
it's a lot of like manual labor, and it's I mean, it's every day. You know, putting seed in the tray, watering it. You know, you're moving trays around, you're sanitizing trays. Like, I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Timothy asked if beef cows get fed silage, which they do. They get. It depends on where they're at.
Finishing cows do.
Yeah, wetter areas where you're going to run into silage. You know, North Dakota, South Dakota. Pretty much anywhere but Wyoming. It's pretty much, I see silage everywhere.
I mean,
but in this little bubble, but we don't have silage here.
Dryland farmers that don't raise corn don't do silage.
Right.
But almost all calves when they get put on a feedlot, they are fed, you know, a ration every day that has, you know, protein and mineral, and, you know, it's probably there's some silage in that.
Chopped corn or whatever else they're doing. So Utah's dry too. So I mean, there's going to be spots where you're going to run into where you can say silage and people look at you like, what? What's that? I honestly didn't know what it was for years when we first came here.
Yeah, we don't.
Because we just didn't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And I think we were driving through North Dakota at one point, and I was like, what's underneath those big old tarps? You know?
And what's with those marshmallow bales?
Yeah, what's those marshmallow bales? What are those good for too? So.
I guess I'm gonna have to try the Instapot eggs.
Oh, I know what you're getting for Christmas.
I don't want an Instapot.
Everybody send Erin an Instapot. So I have like 45 of them. I'll sit up on the couch.
I don't know why I've never bought an Instapot. I just haven't hopped on the Instapot train.
Have they been around a while, or is this a new thing?
Like a couple of years.
Yeah.
Tell us non-ranchers what silage is.
Silage is wet hay, basically what it is.
Or corn.
So if you're in an area where you have higher humidity, you have more rain, that kind of thing, you have to cut hay when you cut hay, or you cut corn when you cut corn. With most silage, and you're going to see it with like baleage or silage, you're going to hear those terms tossed around. But it's a bale, like what we have, big round bales, and then they're sealed in plastic. And what that does is it basically keeps out the oxygen, so it's not going to mold, it's not going to spoil, but the fermentation still takes place in there with that moisture. So that's how they keep that from actually going to spoil. You're going to also
fermented,
not spoiled,
not rotted.
Yeah, and then you're also going to see the same thing. Sometimes you'll see it in big piles. You'll see a giant tarp over this mountain of, you don't know what's underneath there. You might see tires on top of the tarp that holds the tarp down. That's usually silage too. So,
but you need moisture to get that fermentation process started, and we don't have the moisture.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk to guys that are putting up baleage or silage, you can put it in a big old long bag too. You're usually, I mean, it's higher moisture content when they're cutting it and when they're baling it. I can cut and bale and have it below 12% moisture. Sometimes it's hard enough just to get it baled, and it's still got enough moisture in it that it just doesn't turn to dust inside the baler. That's why you're going to catch a lot of ranchers up in this area, farmers that are baling at night, because then they've got the dew on their side, and you're actually able to keep it up there. And we have a lot of moisture monitors and stuff like that in the baler, so you can actually watch it as you're going. So you're bailing 12%, 14%, 16%. You hit that 18%, you shut down bailing, because now that there's too much dew on it, it's a giant pain in the butt is what it is.
So then if we have to, because we're not making silage, if it's too wet on the inside of the bale, it's going to mold.
Right.
Now,
it could even burst into flames.
Yeah, and it can start on fire. So for most, because it's not fermenting, it's molding, because it's not contained, and so moisture is moving in and out. And most cows can deal with some mold. Obviously, some mold can be toxic. It can abort fetuses. Horses are really more sensitive to mold than cows are. But
the mold with the cows really comes into when you're feeding it, and there's certain times in a calf's development when that mold can really affect them and cause a cow to abort.
Different types of feed. Ranching 101.
Yeah, so there's another one.
Range cubes or cake.
So Ranching 101 would be different from How Do I Become a Rancher series. That would be a different series. And I actually have a series on the way that we're going to be doing with AeroQuip as well, which is about cow psychology. So that'll be fun. I got all these little weird videos that people want me to do, or that companies want me to do, or whoever, but they're never one-part videos.
No.
The one-part videos that you watch are, hey, let's go fence and use this tool. That's a one-part video. Yeah, horses can get colic from it too. Yeah. There's all kinds of bad things that's going to happen with mold and hay. So and horse people are obviously more picky about.
Erin with 40 Instant Pots. I will cook all the food at one time in 29 minutes or less.
Yeah, no doubt. All these Instant Pots. That would be cool. I want you bouncing from one to the other. So yeah, you got to be really careful with the silage, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a different, it's not what we deal with, so it's not within our knowledge wheelhouse.
Right.
Pigs are still here too. I see some questions about the pigs. Yeah, they're going to go probably in January.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
I'll need to make them an appointment.
Yep. The freezer vacation coming up for the pigs.
I'm out of bacon, so yeah, we need.
So Runt is going to stay, because just not big enough to do anything. And then we're going to keep him a friend.
Yeah.
So there's 2 pigs, right? Runt is going to have the run of the ranch for the rest of his life, or what's the plan with that? Is Runt going to be the next blonde cow?
No.
We're going to have to put him on a t-shirt and be like,
Runt's
hey, wait.
eventually going to go.
Oh, okay.
Runt just needs to get bigger. So.
There you go.
I can't keep all the pets.
No, of course not.
And I'm always out of bacon.
It's a tough life. We're out of bacon.
We're out of bacon. We're out of ribeyes.
Runt equals bacon bits. Oh, see, there you go.
Mini,
half pound packages.
Mini pork chops.
Oh, that's bad.
Run, yeah.
He probably knows what we're talking
you saw
about.
baby portobellas. Baby beets.
Baby pork chops?
Baby ham.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah, you could do subscriber voting. Which pig to keep?
Dave and Tammy, if you guys want to come pick Runt up.
Yeah, moved to North Carolina with you.
Could you cook hay for the cows in this one? No.
That would be funny, though. You get it all down there.
Calves are going to be sold maybe in January.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking. We're going to try to hold them over. We're looking at probably doing some heavier feed for them.
Baby back ribs.
Baby back. All right. And a small smoker. Mini smoker. Mini pig.
Yeah.
So wrong. He's probably listening right now. All right, guys.
Is he a he or is he a she?
He's a he. He is.
Yeah, that's cool.
He is a he. So, with that...
Tammy, though, if you guys want him, I'll make you a deal. He is sweet.
He is a sweet pig. Actually, all of them are pretty good. There's really no pigs in there that are...
We're pretty lucky with pigs. We've never had really any mean pigs. They're all pretty friendly.
They are.
I still won't get in the trailer.
Well, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, what is suckling pigs? That's a whole thing too, but those are substantially smaller. Ron's at an awkward middle size.
He's middle-aged. He's having a rough time.
He's not a baby boutique pig. He's not a full-grown pig. He's awkward teenage pig.
That he is. All right, guys, we're going to hang things up for tonight, but thank you for coming and hanging out with us. We hope that you had a great Thanksgiving. We had a great one as well, and of course, it's funny because while you do this YouTube thing, you guys are pretty much always with us. We got done with Thanksgiving, and he was like, hey, we got to make a video and say Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
No, my family was just like, when are you making a video? How many videos are you making?
Yeah.
What do you mean you're staying up all night? Because you made one Friday, and then you made one Saturday, and then we have one today.
Yeah, they're like, what's going on? And yeah, it's kind of weird to explain it. So Yeah, thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for all the super chats. Of course, a very big thank you to our moderators and our the folks here that basically keep everything flowing and moving in line. Matt Fensel, Lori Habel, William Dunn, Bill the Tractor Guy, Zach Hewitt, and Big and Rush here hanging out tonight. If you head on over to the website, you can check out some of those sales that are still going on.
Go to Friday's video, get your discount code.
Yeah, or check your email. It's probably hanging out in there. So thank you very much for hanging out with us once again. We'll be back on Tuesday with a brand new project list video. And
What are you doing?
I have no idea. I have to look at the list. Have you added anything to the list lately?
You only have that one marker.
I know, right? I hide all the other ones. Thank you, guys. And until we see you again, have a great week. And thanks for joining us on Beyond the Ranch.